can I share my, can you give me host access?
Just 1 second. Host access.
Yes, or make me co-host or something. Okay, you have pressed. Now it should go live. 1 second. Yeah, I think yeah, we are live, guys.
Okay.
So hi folks, I think you might hear some lag that has come to you all before, but this is where we are beginning the stream. So hi to all parents and students of prospective IPMAT students. So a very warm welcome from the 2IIM team. I'm very happy to let you know that we have 3 students who have walked the path that all of you are hoping to do over the next few years with us. So it's going to be a really good discussion that we are going to have. And I think we are, our audio and video is clear. So if you're not able to hear it, please post it on the chat. If you are able to hear it clearly also, please post it on the chat so that, we are sure that everything is fine. So we'll start with a quick introduction about the people who are here and also give you a brief agenda. So we'll go around the room. I'll introduce myself first. As I mentioned, I'm Avinash Bhaskar. I've been working with 2IIM for quite some time now, across different product lines. I completed my MBA in 2016 after scoring a 99 percentile in my CAT. That was my third attempt. I was not as lucky as some of the aspirants who are here, lucky or unlucky, I do not know, who went through the IPMAT route. But my CAT journey was definitely tough, stressful, happy, the roller coaster ride that all of you probably would have heard. So CAT is an insanely competitive exam, and I went through that process, happy for whatever it gave me, and I've been working with 2IIM post that after a brief stint in corporate. So that's about me, and I'm really happy and glad to be here. Over to you, Jatin.
All right, thanks, Avinash. Hey, folks, my name is Jatin. I'm going to be co-hosting this session along with Avinash. Just a quick introduction. I am the VARC Verbal Ability Lead at 2IIM. That's my main responsibility. In terms of my experience, I have about around 18 plus years of corporate experience, out of which 13 plus years was spent at Google in different roles, digital marketing, sales, operations, a lot of training and development, and a ton of interviewing there as well, right? Yeah, that's my brief introduction. Excited to be here on a Saturday night. So thanks to everyone. First of all, the 3 panelists that we have, thanks for spending your Saturday night with us. And thanks to all the students and parents who've joined in. It's not easy to spend Saturday night on a YouTube live stream. So we appreciate that. Okay. All right. Just one more thing for the panelists and Avinash can answer that question later. When you're introducing yourself, of course, please introduce yourself, and I have a fun question in mind for you. Once your introduction is over, please tell us that if you were given a chance to swap lives with anyone, who would you choose and why? And this can be anyone, doesn't have to be a human being, anything, okay? Animal, animated character, inanimate object, but I don't know why you would want to swap life with an inanimate object, but anything goes, okay? So go ahead, please introduce yourself and then do answer the fun question as well. Whoever wants to begin out of the 3 of you.
Hi, everyone.
Go for it.
I'll go, yeah. So my name is Rishabh, and I completed my IPM from IIM Indore in 2020. So I joined in 2015, and currently I'm working with ICICI Bank as a relationship manager. And prior to this, I was working with US Technologies. So I have a finance background. So like I completed my CFA level 1, and I went 4 months as part of student exchange program to Germany. And I'm really excited to like be here and share my experience. And like I can like feel that 7 years back when I was giving my 12th exam and I was preparing, so I was very clueless that okay, what to do and like what to do in my life after 12th, because till 12th it was sorted. So now like I now I have a chance to help other aspirants with my experience and guide them. So yeah, excited.
Thank you so much, Rishabh. I think that's a really nice perspective. All of us are here today to kind of give answer to that question from the parents and students, right? So what is the path that we need to take, and whether how do I make a better decision? Is it for me and stuff like that? So thank you so much. And I'm 30, I'm still clueless about what life holds for me. But yeah,
let's not talk about ages. That's a sore point. Avinash, please, let's not even go there. Okay. Anyway, no, but fair point. I'm not going to reveal my age, but I'm way much older than Avinash. Rishabh, I'm not going to let you go without answering the fun question. If you were to swap lives, who would you swap it with and why?
That's the trick part.
Say that again.
Sorry?
That's a tough one.
I was saying that it was a trick question.
Right.
Kind of tough question.
Think about it.
Okay, normally, like, because sometimes you feel that, okay, if you see, yeah.
Okay. Sure. Okay. Think about it and we'll come back to you. Rishabh.
Yeah, give me some time.
Sure. Absolutely. No pressure.
Sure.
Manav or Aradhya, any one of you who wants to, Aradhya, go for it.
Next. So, hi everyone. Thank you for having us here. My name is Aradhya. I come from Kanpur. I finished my class 12 studies from the science stream from Kanpur, and then I joined the IPM program in 2015, same as Rishabh. I graduated in 2020. My corporate internship was in Google in product marketing, and now I'm working with OnePlus as a category manager. And about the fun question, if I had a chance to swap lives, I would do it with Hermione Granger, because I am a little old-fashioned, and the very idea of living in a castle, wearing robes and using ink and quills to write sounds very exotic to me. So it would be Hermione.
Love it. I'm a Potterhead too, Aradhya. Good to meet a fellow Potterhead. If I were to choose a character, by the way, from the Harry Potter series, I would swap lives with Ron. That's my favorite character. Okay, but Hermione, definitely, very intelligent and very sharp. Well done. Amazing. Manav, do you want to go next?
Yeah. Hi, guys. So I'm Manav Sharma, and I joined IPM in 2017 after doing class 12 in the commerce stream. And I'm still a month away from my graduation. Like, most of it is done. So thanks for that. So I'm come from Punjab, so that's my kind of background. And the character that I would say is, so there's a Disney movie named Inside Out. So there's this character Joy, who's always so happy and everything. So I would like to swap my life with that. Yeah.
That's amazing. Very, very uplifting to hear that answer. Awesome. All right. Okay. Thanks, everyone. And Rishabh and Avinash, I won't let you go. We'll come back to you, okay, for your fun question. But thank you for introducing yourself, and thank you for agreeing to do this session. As Avinash said, that I think IPMAT is still one space. IPM is still one space where people need a lot of awareness. Not a lot of people know about it. And so it's good that we are, you're talking to us, and I'm sure you'll give us some great information. Okay. All right. So before we jump into the session, folks, just one quick thing about the program that we offered at 2IM. So to get into the 5-year IPM program, you need to attempt an entrance test, which is called as IPMAT, right? So at 2IM, we have some excellent courses that will help you prepare for those exams. We have a 1-year and 2-year course variation, right? Thousands of videos, lots of live lectures, which are actually conducted by IIT and IIM alumnus, including our director, Rajesh, who conducts a lot of those classes, right? So it's an amazing course. Our objective is to sort of take care of everything and just leave you with the prep part. So we'll give you all the resources, all the help that you need, and so that you can focus on preparation, right? So we'll have the details on the chat. If any of you are interested, any of the students, feel free to get in touch with our team, and we're more than happy to have a conversation. Okay, awesome. Let's begin the session. So folks, why don't we start with you telling us a little bit about how you chose the IPM program. So after 12th grade, I'm sure you had other options too. So, how did you sort of make this decision, and why did you choose IPM over the other options that you had? Anyone?
I can go first. Sure. What happened, since I am from the science stream, I did prepare for JEE also, but I did not find a lot of inclination towards the field. And then I actually started preparing for law examinations, and it was 2 to 3 national law exams that I appeared for. The only reason I appeared for IPM was because I wanted to diversify the risk, because law exams actually have very less seats available all over India, like 60, 90, or like 2,000 seats in CLAT, so like that. And how I found out about this program was through a brochure of a career workshop that had took place in my mother's school where she teaches. So I found this brochure on her and I read through it, and I found the program pretty interesting, and I applied to sit for the examination. And because the exam was math and English based, and I was already preparing math and English for my other law examinations, I was comfortable. And it also diversified my risk. Although IPM itself has very limited number of seats, only 120, still, because I did not need any extra preparation. I come from a math background also as a science student. So that's why I appeared for the exam. Now, the good thing is that I got into law colleges. I qualified for NLU Gandhinagar. I also qualified for BHU, BA-LLB 5-year program, which has 60 seats all over India. And I also, obviously I also qualified for IPM. Now that is when the moment came when I had to take a call. So what I did was I went through the website of all these colleges, and I went through the curriculum. What do they teach in each semester? And I found this program to be beautiful, unique, something I actually did not expect, that such kind of world-class programs would be offered for undergrad students in India. And it was a very holistically designed program with a variety of subjects. And going through that list and that curriculum, I realized that this is a place where I want to be, where I will enjoy, where I will love studying, and this is my path. So yeah, that's how I chose IPM.
It's amazing. What a story, Aradhya. I mean, finding it, starting with the brochure that you found in your mom's, one of the classes or sessions in your mom's school, to here, right? Amazing story. And then, so the choice, was it difficult at that time? I mean, law is, again, of course, an amazing sort of field to get in. And I'm sure that was your original plan. At that time, was this a huge dilemma? Or was it sort of an easy decision?
So once I finished my research, which was like going through the website, it was not a difficult decision at all. Like I could see it clearly that this is where I wanted to be.
That's great. That's great. That's fantastic. Thank you for sharing that. Okay, Manav and Rishabh, over to you. Tell us a little bit about how did you go about making this decision, and what other choices that you were exploring at that time? Rishabh, yeah, go ahead.
Okay, yeah, I'll go. So like I'm from a commerce background. So during 12th, I had options like I could either go for BCom or BBA, Eco Honors, Law. I was not very much interested in law, but like my family said that you must try it once. So, but I like did not give it full preparations, and I like failed there. And after that, like my father, when he was searching that what can I do after like 12th, so he has a colleague, so who was from IIM Bangalore. So like he knew, like he was very aware, like he graduated around 20 or 30 years back, but he knew that this new program is coming. So he suggested to my father that Rishabh should give if he's like inclined towards MBA and business. And like I had this a dream that I want to do an MBA, but like at that time, because it was like MBA is done after graduation, and I had never heard about this program. So when I got to know about this program, so then I thought, okay, this will be a fantastic opportunity for me, that like after 12th only you are like, if you clear this exam interview, then you are kind of guaranteed an MBA, that yeah, if you like, so then I thought of giving it a try. And along with it, I also gave like in Christ and Narsimunji. So Christ for BBA and Narsimunji for BBA. And then I got selected in those also. But then I thought that I will go to IIM Indore, because here it was also giving me an MBA opportunity, and it was like a different course. Like normally people are okay, BCom, BBA, they courses were there, but this was new. And when I saw the like course outline that they focus on overall development and not just okay, just specific field. So I thought that yes, I will go here.
Nice. I mean, this also highlights the importance of mentorship, right? You had somebody luckily at that time you knew someone, or your father knew someone from IIM Bangalore who could sort of guide you in that right direction, right? And also, I imagine you both of you, Aradhya and Rishabh, you got into IPM in 2015, right?
Yes.
15, yes.
Right. So way back, I'm guessing the awareness must have been even lower than what it is right now.
Right.
So yeah, that's good. I mean, I think just highlights the importance of mentorship. I think you will sort of play the role today, just sort of in creating awareness and mentoring the future students. So great, Rishabh. Thank you for sharing that. Manav, over to you.
Yeah, so I was also a commerce student, but like I come from from a small town in Punjab towards the very north. So if you like take up commerce stream, you are expected to like only aim to get one of the best colleges in Delhi University. So from day one, I was only focusing more on my boards because I wanted that high percentage to get into Delhi University. But then once where I used to take classes, one of our seniors visited uh, his old teacher, and he was telling what are our options and what should we do to diversify our risk from Delhi University. So then he talked about IPM, but then he said this statement is like, it's only 120 seats, so if you want to give, you can, but the chances are very low. So he said this statement, but like then I got intrigued, and then I got to read about it, and then I made sure. So, and the good thing about it is like it happens like after 2 to 3 months post boards. So I like took my time with my boards, and then took those 2 and 3 months to only study for IPM. So that is what it really helped me to clear it. And then once I got into it, like I already had taken admission in Christ, and then I got a good percentage. I was getting a good college in DU. But then once I got into IPM, I think the brand name itself, it was enough for me to choose. And then the courses itself were great to like, because I was also already aiming for BBA in Christ and BCom. So all those courses like resonated with me. So that's how I went ahead with it.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So Manav, you're from a commerce background, and so is Rishabh, right? Both of you. Rather, you come from a science background.
Yeah.
Right. Interesting. So it's a good mix. I mean, I'm sure the batch also has a lot of students from different backgrounds in their 12th grade.
Right.
Okay. That's great. Just one follow-up question, since there's a mix of science and commerce. Do you feel that being a science or a commerce student gives you an edge in IPM in any way? Is there some sort of connection there? Probably from a commerce background. I'm guessing from a commerce background, if you come into IPM, is there an advantage over science students?
So basically the courses are like really well mixed. So obviously when Aradhya and Rishabh did their IPM, like their coursework was way like, it was like ours changed a bit after they did their IPM. So, but like most of the courses does have maths and economics and everything. So it's not like all of those courses are like, some courses are good for one, some courses are good for other. Like,
right.
And it's not like only commerce and science people. I have had batchmates who have done humanities and then joined
Amazing.
IPM. So it's not something, I guess like with the math subjects, it's helpful to the science stream students, and with the economics subjects, we know all some things from beforehand, but it all levels out within the 2 or 3 months you join the college and the courses. So I think that's okay.
Okay, that's great. And also, I'm just trying to imagine the diverse peer group that everybody talks about in an MBA program. You're getting that right in your graduation. Right? You have like these people coming from different streams and coming together. I can imagine what a great learning experience that would be. Awesome. Over to Avinash.
Folks, I just thought for the audience as well and for the panelists, right, we'll branch out our discussion into 2 segments broadly. One pertaining to your actual IPMAT experience and a bunch of things around it. And probably some later portion we can reserve for the preparation aspect and the decision-making aspect. So essentially your IPM days and then during IPM days. I think those 2 are the ones that we focus. And now we'll probably talk about your during IPM days. So Aradhya, you told me that you saw the brochure and you went with a bunch of aspirations, right? Because you seem to be well researched in all these things. So did it match up? Did the course match up to your expectations? What were the high points? And as frank as possible, right? Who should take this course and who should not take this course? If you were in 2015, how would you make that decision? I'm just curious to know that.
So I understand that right after class 12th, it's not very easy to understand what kind of a person you are, where you belong, where do you want to go, what is it that you love. We're quite clueless about these things. But I believe that if we research and if we study and talk to people and try to understand how it's going to be the course structure, curriculum, opportunities when we are inside the college, then I think it should be easy to take a call. It wouldn't be that much of a challenge. I think there is okay, let me put it this way. We always have this inner voice, this gut feeling inside us who would, I believe, choose the right path for us where we would want to go. So I understand it must look like a challenge for being so young and taking such a big decision, that would involve money, time, the rest couple of years of your life. So it looks like a very big decision, but it doesn't have to be that challenging, is my point. You can talk to people, you can reach out to you can reach out to people, and also there is so much information available on the internet that will help you take that call. So it's all right. And Avinash, what else? Was there any other part to your question? Did I miss something?
How was the course? Did the course meet your expectations from the brochure?
Yes, I loved every day of getting up in the morning and going to the class. I loved each and every day of it. And I would say it is a world-class course. It used to come to a surprise to me sometimes that such unique, holistic, and such futuristic courses are available in India. It used to come as a surprise to me sometimes when I used to think about it. So yes, it completely, I would say, met or exceeded my expectations. And I would also like to share that I am the batch topper for my batch, IPM batch. Okay. And I think it turned out really good for me. Yeah.
Okay, super. So just moving on, right, Rishabh, how was say your course experience? Maybe we'll get a little bit more specific, right, in terms of what you learned in the first 3 years versus what you learn in the next 2 years. Is there a difference in terms of is it that the MBA students, I think, would come in your next 2 years? So how does the class change? How does the atmosphere change? And also, what did you learn in the first 3 years? How was that ramp to go to the MBA program? I just wanted to understand that.
See, in my experience, that the last 2 years were main focus on like core business administration. Okay. And the first 3 were the foundation courses where it was not exactly like leading to business. That like in last 2 years, we were told about marketing and market research, those courses. In the earlier 3 years, we were taught more about like sociology, psychology. So like in isolation, you might think that, okay, why is psychology being like taught to an MBA student? Like, I think that they are not psychology grads, right? But in the long run, it helps because when you are understanding the customer, so like basically it all connects. And like in statistics and these economics with their foundation courses, these were laid out in the first 3 years. So I think it was like in some areas, it was easier to like learn in the like last 2 years, whatever is being taught, because for example, finance was also taught in last 2 years, accounting, but accounting was taught, but like, the base was set up in 3 years.
Okay.
So like for us, I think the advantage was that compared to people who had no experience in accounting or in other like subjects, say economics, we had the advantage. We had that the foundation. So the basics were clear.
Awesome. Okay.
So I think that was the biggest advantage.
Okay. Yes. And did you feel any sort of disadvantage with the MBA peers when they joined? I'm just curious to understand, how is the class ambience and atmosphere? Are you all put together in the same class? Just how does that work?
Yes, Avinash, we are put in the same class.
Okay. And there is no difference
Hello,
as such.
I'm audible, right?
Yes, you're audible, Rishabh.
See, like the classes are same. Now hostels are like mixed. Like there is no differentiation between IPM and PGP. We call the postgraduate.
Okay.
And like one thing was that at like starting the program was new, so there was not much awareness. So like a lot of people then used to think that okay, this is like a different program and not like the flagship program which is considered.
Correct.
So this was one of the thing I think disadvantage earlier because the awareness was not there. So like we had to like tell that this is the same like program plus 3 extra years.
Right.
Like the last 2 years are same for us and those who give CAT. There is no difference. So this was one thing, and one thing I think which we were a disadvantage that we all were freshers. That we after 12th we came.
Right.
But nowadays, I've heard, like, I'm not very sure about it, that there has been progress. That now there is an option that after 3 years, you can take 1 or 2 years like gap. You can do your experience and then you can come back. That will put you more at par with the people who have like 2 or 3 years experience,
Okay.
right?
Oh,
So
nice.
that was one thing that was missing during our time. But like as the time is progressing, this is
Okay.
like moving towards a better direction.
Take it from there and confirm what is this deferred.
Yeah. So I would like to explain. So this happened like for the first time with my batch. So it was introduced a bit later to my batch. So like the real thing that happened. So it happened once the diplomas were changed into degrees for all IIMs. So before we were given an integrated diploma, and then it was changed to BA Foundations in Management and an MBA. So now you have a graduation degree to yourself. So they allow you to take a 1 to 2 year sabbatical and gain work experience and in any job or any entrepreneurship venture that you want to go. You only need to take the approval of the program office, and then you can go ahead and do that. So you could like maybe join the PGP batch 1 year later or 2 years later. So that's all up to you. So these two options, the sabbatical option and the exit option. If you want to exit after doing the BA, that is also available with you. If you give out CAT and want to do MBA in maybe like IIM ABC or any other college, you want to go out and in the foreign study. So I've had like 4 to 5 batchmates who did that and took the exit option. Okay. So these are the 2 new options that they introduced with my batch.
Nice. So there is a lot of flexibility is what I'm getting from all these things. You're not essentially making a decision for 5 years.
Yeah.
All the students are actually getting an option for 5 years and also an MBA package together.
That's the point. So when Aradhya or maybe Rishabh or I joined, the major concern for us was like we were not getting degrees, we were getting diplomas. Like that was a big question at that time. But once the degrees are now introduced, it's much simpler especially for people who also want to go out and give exams for civil services or maybe want to pursue that. These degrees help in that also. So all of those options are clear now.
Got it. Great. Jatin.
So, yeah, Manav, just one quick question. So the degree that you get after 3 years is your BA in Foundations of Management, right? Is that correct?
Right.
Okay. And then you would get the 2-year sort of PGP MBA degree, right?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Yes.
Great. It's good, right? The exit route or the deferred option. You have multiple options. So rather the point that you were making earlier, right? About you're in your 12th grade, your interests are shifting. You're not sure where most people aren't sure, like even in their late 20s or 30s when they're going, right? So it's good that there is a sort of an option and that students can explore. That's a great thing. One related question that I have is this transition that happens from 3 to 2, 3 plus 2. Do you have to meet a certain CGPA or a score to sort of advance to the 2-year MBA? Is there a condition like that? No condition like that. So you can just, if you're clearing if you're maintaining your grades, you can move in smoothly to the 4th year, which is your MBA 2-year program.
Yes.
Okay. So there is no criteria.
Jatin, there is a social internship that's mandatory.
Okay.
That you have to do after your 3rd year. Yeah.
Right.
Other than that, like grades and all are not there. Like just the same which are used for passing criteria, those
Got
are
it.
there. Yes.
Okay. So you just have to pass, and then you'll be there in the MBA program. Fantastic. Just
Yes.
before we proceed to the next section, right? I was looking at the learning goals of IPM. There's a lot of stress on language skills and communication that they have, which I thought was amazing, right? Because that is an essential skill for a manager, and communication skills, in my opinion, is a long-term fix. You can't fix that quickly like that. So it's great. So do they really sort of focus on that? What kind of courses do they have to help you build your communication skills or your language skills?
Aradhya, go ahead.
So we have multiple courses. I think most of them are compulsory, or maybe all of them are compulsory. I'm not able to recall correctly right now, but
Right.
courses range from business etiquettes to presentation skills to Indian English literature to a foreign language course, which was German for me. So I studied German for 1 year. Like every
Wow.
semester, I had 6 credits of German. So the focus is pretty serious on communications building, skill building.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Amazing.
especially with courses like we have critical thinking skills, advertisement analysis, we have
Right.
the media literacy. So all of these courses help you to like do the communication and also know how it is being used in the practical world. So
Right.
that's
Right.
good. And like for foreign languages, how Radhya said she learned German. I had Spanish, and you have the option
Amazing.
to learn French also. So it's
Amazing.
these 3 options that you have.
So they truly prepare you to become like global managers, right? I mean, if they're teaching you foreign languages, that's the objective, right? And in sort of the globalized world that we live in, it seems like a very solid foundation in management, which is great. Amazing.
Can I just chip in with
Yes.
a couple of things? So everything sounds awesome, at least from the life that you seem to have. It seems like what Aradhya mentioned, right? Like some of the foreign universities, undergrad degrees, which has a bunch of electives, not real hardcore quant heavy subjects that are not really used, but a lot more practical stuff. So I just want to contrast one aspect. As far as placement goes at the end of 5 years, right? Is there any meaningful difference between an MBA and an IPMAT course, or the placement guys do not care? At the end of the day, there are candidates sitting opposite to them, and they just evaluate them on that merit.
It is one single placement process. So as we said, when we move on from our 3-year program to the +2, we are merged with the batch. So our classes are same, courses are same, hostels are same. So eventually the placement process naturally is also the same. So it is one placement process. And yeah, so when companies arrive on campus, the JD and the CTC that they're offering is shared with all students of the campus, and then they apply, and then the process takes on as usual.
Essentially, from 4th year, there is no difference. I think for the way that, yeah.
But one thing, if there's a company that requires, say, a 3-year work experience for a role, then obviously those criteria stand. And in my case, for example, we were freshers, which joined right after class 12th for the 5-year program. So yeah, we didn't have any work experience. So obviously, if there's a company that requires that, then we cannot be eligible for that process, that particular role. So that's there. But now, because of these sabbatical options, that would also get resolved to an extent.
Yeah, I would say like the placement process for us, like at least, is not anything different from a PGP fresher, a person who has just joined out of an undergraduate college. It's like the exact same. Yeah, there's the only difference that comes is the people who have experience.
Got
And
it.
that's how this sabbatical option was introduced to bridge that gap also.
Right. So let's say if there's an engineer coming in with, a 4-year degree with no work experience into a PGP program, you'll be at the same level because the criteria is work experience, as you're saying, right? And of course, with the option now, it becomes even more sort of a level playing field if you want to get work experience and come back. Okay, fantastic. Amazing. And in terms of roles, again, on placements, in terms of roles that are offered, just based on your experience and based on, what you must have seen with your batchmates, any difference in the roles that are offered by companies, any apart from the work experience bit that you highlighted? Is there any sort of like difference in roles that you've noticed?
See, like if there are engineers or IT engineers, so sometimes the IT companies and all, they might be more inclined because they have the experience in that field. But like in other fields like finance and marketing, so in those fields, it's like more or less the same. Because yeah, same. Yes.
Okay.
Only like some niche like operations. If there is some company, so then they, yeah. But otherwise, it's same.
But by and large, it's similar roles that are offered to everyone.
By and large, same.
That's great. That's great. Good to know that. Awesome.
We move on to the preparation part, Jatin.
Yes. Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
A bunch of questions on chat as well about preparation. People are quite concerned about that, I think.
I'll maybe kick it off with Manav and then you can take it along as it comes, Jatin. Because Manav has prepared for it most recently. So Manav, I understand that you were, preparing for your DU courses and all those things. Let's say you're in class 11 now, right? Or you're going to enter, let's say you're in class 11 now, or you're finishing class 11. How would you suggest that students prepare for this IPMAT exam? How serious should they take it? Should they start from +1? Should they start from +2? Or should they do it only after the board exams in a 1 month or a 2 month window? Could you just shed some light on more than what you did? I'm interested to know retrospectively, what do you think are the best practices for different segments of folks?
Yeah. So at my time, the major thing that I found was that you need to be real from day one of class 11th. You need to be really clear on all the concepts that you're taught in mathematics. So for a person who came from a commerce background, who never really prepared for JE and like did not do the questions like the MCQ questions, we only did like the board questions. I had that problem of solving those questions in time and with that accuracy. So these two things are what only comes when you do that from day one. You have to keep that in mind. Yes, that I'm learning this concept in maths. I need to do it fast also. It's not just like I need to know what it is. So one thing that I would have done retrospectively is like do those MCQ questions from day one, which I could like maybe if I'm doing like studying 5 days a week for boards, like on weekends, I could have just done MCQs for those topics that I studied in 5 days. So that is something that I would do. Second is the logical reasoning, and I was way out of practice for that after my boards. Like I hadn't touched it. So that really took a toll, and those are easier to do in the time that they give. So though it is good to do like one topic every week of those, I would say. English is more or less, I'm not sure how to suggest someone, because everyone has different levels in that and everyone has different understanding, and it's also vary on the day if you understand or not. But like English has that thing, so the verbal thing ability was that you could do it in time. I think the most I really the questions that the number of questions I attempted for my IPM-80, I remember, were way less than most of the people did in that center in which I had given my exam. So the timing thing is what you need to work from the first year itself.
Right. And just Manav, I mean, first of all, thank you so much for sharing about the math bit that you said, right? Makes complete sense. If you're not from a background, or if you're not sort of naturally good at quant, that would need preparation. I can relate with it because I'm somebody who's not naturally good at quant. I've had to sort of learn that over the years. Similarly, I think for English, Manav, again, just a sort of like a thought, right? And tell me what you guys think. So you are somebody who has great communication skills. Seems like, you've been good at English right from the beginning. So I'm guessing somebody who is, coming in with that sort of area of development, right? Great at numbers, great at quant, but not really good at English, like reading and communication skills. I guess though that kind of a student, would they need some kind of structured prep as far as English is concerned, right from day one, as you said, for math?
Radhe, would you like to answer?
Okay, so I come from ICSE board, and my board prep really helped me for English.
Okay.
but if so my first suggestion to anyone who is in class 11th or 12th would be to go through the mock papers that are listed on the IPM website. Please give 1 or 2 mock tests to see where you stand, and then you can decide your course from there on, how much prep you need, how much focus do you need on which area. And talking specifically about English, so board preparation helps, of course. And apart from that, I believe there are good books that would provide us a lot of mock papers to practice, and a lot of test questions to attempt. So I think they help in preparation. More than that, I think math would be the one that would require extra focus and work. Yeah.
All right. Sounds good.
To understand, when you tell math, can you maybe I'm happy to see both Rishabh and Aradhya's views. One is from commerce and one is from science. So there is school math, which you prepare for board. Then there is, what we had was AIEEE. I think that has been changed to some format of JEE basic or something. And then there is JEE advanced level. So where would IPM's math lie? And both in terms of the topics covered and in terms of level of difficulty.
Okay, so to the best of my memory and my understanding, I think that IPM 80 math doesn't cover topics that are there in class 11, 12, such as calculus or 3D geometry. So it's still class 10th level, but the topics are till class 10th, but the level is very high. It is challenging. I would say J advanced level, and it would need a lot of practice. There are books such as R.S. Agarwal, for example, that people use for competitive examinations, even civil services, which have quant-based sections, where the topics are not from class 11, 12, not calculus, but still the level is pretty high. And there is a time limit also, and there is negative marking. So I think mock paper practice and good books such as R.S. Agarwal and other preparation material that would be available should suffice for the student to build their quant skills needed to crack this exam.
Got it. And then DALR is obviously something completely different than what any of you have experienced before. Right, or any overlap with the exam. So Rishabh, I'm curious to actually understand your view. You got your father's friend to tell that, hey, there is a course like this. You're in the commerce stream at that point of time. So what was your next action? How long was the exam away, and how did you get the preparation going for that?
So see, I would not suggest what I did. Actually, it actually depends, because my focus till 12th was entirely on boards. Okay, because science people mostly start preparing for JEE, I think from 10th, 11th, right? Or even before that. But as a commerce student, we were mostly told that if to get into DU, you have to you have to focus on your boards. It was like that. So my focus was there, and I used to sometimes see, but I was not very focused, because about this program I got to know in 12th. Okay, and then after my 12th, just when my boards got over, so then for 2 months, because the exam was in May, so for 1.5 around months, I prepared for this, because at that time my boards were over. So after boards, mostly when it was okay, when people enjoy everything, but I was this time I have to do. So here I am not sure whether I should advise to just focus on 12 first, or you should focus on your IPM. What I will advise is that don't leave your board preparation, especially if you are in commerce background. So don't be casual with that. Be serious with that also. And in the meanwhile, if you can manage, then you have to start preparing for your IPM. You can take maybe some coaching classes. Yeah, you can take from materials online. So that is entirely I think individuals call. I cannot guide in that particular part.
Absolutely. I think, sorry, Aradhya, go ahead. Go ahead.
Add something here, that it's perfectly fine if you wish to take a drop. I took a drop, and many of my batchmates also had taken a drop after class 12th. So that's perfectly fine. yeah, and I prepared during my drop year. I did not know it while I was in school. Yeah.
That's a very interesting point, right? I mean, like there's a lot of worry that students have around gap years, right? Everybody will tell you don't sort of have gap years in academics or work ex and stuff. This is Aradhya's sort of like, you're a great example of someone who decided to take that drop, did extremely well, got into a program, and now is doing really well. Okay, fantastic. And I think also from the prep standpoint, right? Again, just hearing from your experiences, Manav sort of strongly suggested that start from day one of your 11th grade, right? Aradhya was of the opinion that give a diagnostic mock test and figure out where you are, and then sort of get along with your prep. Rishabh is someone who did dedicated prep after the board exams, right? So you have three individuals here, and this is more for the audience, right? Three individuals with sort of three different approaches. Everybody is at a different space with different sections. You might be at a different stage with quant, verbal. You really have to figure out where you are. And I think a mock test is a great idea. Maybe do that in the 11th or 12th grade, figure out where you are, and then accordingly start preparing, right? There are multiple options here. Just an individual needs to figure out which works best for them.
Yeah, I would also like to add, like how you said, like this is how my batch was. Like, for example, like till when our batch got admitted, like six batches had already they were there. So there were people taking classes for IPM 18. I have had batchmates who took classes daily. Some took on weekends for the prep.
Yeah.
Someone did only after board. So there's a whole bunch of people who did different things. So it's not like it depends, like as you said, how you at what level you are. So
yeah, I think that's a very important point. Like the prep has to be individualized depending on your areas, because even in verbal, right? See, the three of you are really strong at communication skills, but even in verbal, reading, for instance, is a big focus in your IPMAT, right? And reading is something that's developed over time, reading skills, right? So if somebody's really, that's not good at it, they'll have to sort of start that prep a little earlier on the verbal ability. Great, awesome, great point.
I think one is the examination preparation point, but I'm also curious, how did you folks face and prepare for the interview? Because even after my engineering, I was actually quite not prepared for my interviews. I had an IIM call in my first year and I royally screwed it up because I have never been to any interview in my life before that at all. I didn't know it was such a serious affair. So how did you guys go about preparing for the interviews? What would your suggestion be, especially on the seriousness level of such a process?
Yeah, and also you were in the 12th grade, right? Imagine, I'm just trying to imagine a student in the 12th grade going for a personal interview to IIM Indore. That's a daunting thing. How did you, it'll be great to know how did you go about preparing it and also overcoming that nervousness, right? That you might have had at that time.
If I may go first. Okay, I think my IPM 80 written round results were declared around May end, and the date of my interview was 12th June. So there were hardly 10 to 15 days I had in 10 to 15 days I had in hand for preparation. So and at that time there was not much content available online regarding how to crack IPM interviews, particularly. So what I did was, basis what I could find and research and study, was that whatever you say in an interview, people are going to drill it down further to test your depth. So do not say anything that you are not absolutely clear about. That if someone tries to drill down and grill you on that topic, you cannot answer. So do not tread on such topics. You choose your battlefield, you choose the way you fight. So so obviously people who are sitting across the panel, they will ask you about your favorite subjects. They might ask you about your hobbies. And when you say, okay, I like doing this, I like football, for example, then I think you should know everything possible about football. That would be expected of someone who is passionate about football. And for example, my hobby was reading the newspaper. I said that I love reading newspaper. They said, okay, top 3 things going around in the news right now. And it took me seconds. Okay, this. And they said very good. And that encouraged me so much in the middle of the interview. So it's going to be like that. whatever you say is going to be you're going to be grilled on that. So you choose what you have to say, and then take the interview in your direction.
That is an excellent tip. We train people for MBA personal interviews, and that season is going on. This is actually one of the topmost tips that we give people as well, right? Steer in the interview in your direction, focus on your strengths, and don't bring up anything that you don't want to sort of get drilled on. Amazing. But Aradhya, just curious to know, how did you go about preparing for it? Did you do something specific to prepare?
I read the newspaper daily.
Okay.
Because I knew I was going to say this, and it's true. I was very fond of reading the newspaper, so I thought now I'm going to be super serious about the newspaper and read like all of it every day. And and other things, of course, because I gave law exams.
Right.
It was natural that they would ask me, okay, you gave law exams, so how about you answer this civics question for me, or how about this legal ability question? And they did ask me a question which I was able to answer. So it was natural that they would go over there. So I brushed up some topics that I had prepared for while giving the exams. So that's how we can prepare for the interview.
Awesome. Rishabh, any pointers on how you went about preparing for your interviews?
Yes, like I would like to point out the importance of like non-verbal aspects, that your body language and your confidence, your posture, and how you react, especially. Like there are some times that even if you're right, they will say that you are wrong. At that time, you will have to be like balanced. You can't argue with them, and you can also not say that, yeah, I am wrong. You have to be like, okay, as per my best of my knowledge, this is the answer, like in that way. So basically, it's not about like what you say is important, but how you say it. And like non-verbal, like for example, they asked me that, okay, capital of in like MP. So then I said that, yeah, Bhopal. They said no, it's Indore. Like they like just to
trying to put you under a little bit of pressure, right?
Yeah, trying to put my pressure and see like how I react to it. So
right.
Like that.
Right. Okay, amazing. Manav, did you do anything specific to prepare for personal interviews?
So by the time I gave my interview, there was a lot of information, especially on Quora. Like I think I read every question about IPM interview on Quora, and I got to all of them and very different experiences. But like I had to make sure, because I was very weak in current affairs and the knowledge that's going on. So I made sure I like read that through. So I did that. But then my interview, like my batchmates and I all had different interview experiences. Like my interview was very based on the fact the subjects that I'd done in my 12th, and from drawing a graph in the interview to saying a journal entry for accounts to like almost making jokes and laughing, like it was all of that. So it's like the only thing that I would try to reiterate that Aradhya said, that you should know the concept. If you're saying a word, why is that word there? You should know. It's like that. Like they can ask you from anything and anything.
Right. So really sort of strong basics, strong foundation.
Yeah, and I would like to add here that before the personal interview, we also had a written ability test. So they tell you to write a kind of an essay or a paragraph or like a 1-2 pager thing on some topic that they give you randomly. Right. So that is like that plus you get scores based on that plus the personal interview.
So, got it. Very similar to what a number of colleges do for MBA programs.
Yeah, so it's not only like reading during the exam, also writing in the correct communication is also important.
Right. Okay, good to know that. In terms of sorry, Avinash, go ahead.
Yeah, so I was just telling we are probably kind of nearing the end of the topic. I have one question each for one person. You can go ahead and then I'll go for it. One last.
No, go for it. I'll jump in later. Yeah.
Cool. So I just have one question for each of you. This is an often recurring theme, so it might be a repetition also, but bear with me. We'll go with Manav first. So Manav, could you tell us and the viewers what a typical day in IIM Indore look like, especially in the first 3 years? Because I've done my MBA, I know what it looks like in the 4th and 5th year. But in the first 3 years, what does a typical day look like? including the hobbies and all the fun stuff also, because I know in campus ultimately what matters is what you do after the class. What you do during the class is good for your intellect. What you do after is good for your heart, right? You remember that. So I want to hear all of that in its full glory.
So like the thing, it's the day starts, you in a room with two more of your batchmates, so it's a shared room. So it starts from there. You make sure like one of you at least wakes up early to wake the other two people, and then all of us rushing over the hill to reach the class at 9 a.m. So that was like my every day. So from 9 a.m. till 1:15, you wait for the lunch time, then you go rush to the mess, eat lunch, come back, do the rest of the classes, and then in the evening you start doing the meetings. You do some academic meeting, you do some committee meeting, you do some dance practices, you sit down with friends, eat. You may want to take the bus and go to the city, explore the city, come back at like 9, 10. So all of these things happen. But like for me especially, I was a part of a lot of committees, clubs. So like for my first 3 years, I was either practicing some dance because I'm really interested in dance. So I had multiple performances in like 1 month, and I had a dance elective also. Like you have a subject of dance, you get grades on that. So you used to practice on dance, and then we used to also do meetings and then do work for the fest and also work for the committee. So all of that happens simultaneously. Like it's a never ending day for that. Like right now I'm in my hostel and already my door is knocked like 3 times. The people are just calling me. They're like, because it's like last 10-15 days, everyone wants to meet, everyone wants to say bye, and 5 years you get that. So
yes. So there's never a dull moment at
and your
IIM
time
Indore,
is
right?
most precious. I think
And I can see Aradhya and Rishabh getting a little teary-eyed and nostalgic when Manav was talking. Right. That was good, man. Good, really nice.
So Aradhya, my question to you again, we have already probably touched upon it. Let's say you're a science student now in class 12, but you're not good in math at all.
Yeah, that was me. Yes.
Okay, and you're really struggling in math, but you have made your mind that, hey, IPM is what I want to go for. I saw this video. I really like IPM. That's where my heart lies, right? This is a world-class program. What do I do starting tonight or from tomorrow morning? What should be my approach?
Okay, so first I test my level, how good I am or how bad I am. That's my starting point. So as I reiterated, as I mentioned before, that I would give a few mock tests that are available on the official website, and after that I would decide my course ahead, because I was actually I actually struggled with math. That's true in class 12. So my approach would have been higher focus on quantitative ability and math related topics. So I would have taken some guidance. Because I found out pretty late, I did not have much time to go to someone for guidance. That's why I prepared myself. But I may have liked to take guidance also. So in order to help me with the subject, that would have been something I would have done. And practice is all it takes. And there is no shortcut to success. The answer is hard work. There's no other answer. Yeah.
Absolutely. I completely agree.
Great. So I think the last question that I had for you, Rishabh, is if you were a student in class 12, considering your same situation, what you have experienced and all those things, you know how the actual experiences, you know how the placements are, you know how post MBA life is as well, because now we are probably 2 years into work and all those things, right? Would you go for this IPM program again? Just curious to know, if you're given a time machine and you can go back and revisit your choice, what all factors would play in, and what would your answer be?
I would definitely like to go back. Why not? Because I realize that those are some of the golden days. Okay, you there is never as Jatin has also said that there is never a dull moment there. Like nowadays, like okay, sometimes after like I'm living away from my family now. I'm living in Lucknow. My family is in Gurgaon. So after I come home from work, so like sometimes I feel okay, like not many friends in a new city. So in like there you have a lot of people who are in the same like situation. They have come out of the house. So like those things, like apart from the career and education, this is one of the things that yeah I miss the most. And yeah, why not like go back and then maybe like the mistakes which I did that time, correct them, and then maybe learn more, because there is no end to learning. Like there used to be different like talks and optional classes as well, which were not mandatory, but you could attend. So like a lot of times it was like, okay, you attend some, sometimes you are like feeling okay, like, okay, let's just leave for that time. But now if I go back, I will like try to attend every single one of them as possible, learn, and then because now like when you start working, you realize that how important learnings are. Your learning is lifelong, but the college learning, when in a structured way, then you realized, okay, in real life, the people like no one will teach you like this. You have to learn on your own. But in college, there are yeah. So why not take that advantage,
And
and
now,
why not use that?
now we sit
And
in
also,
YouTube sessions and
yeah,
we were listening to the professors at that time.
yeah, very nostalgic.
Super.
Yeah.
Uh, Thank you so much. I mean, I had a blast. You all took me back to my MBA time as well, which I really loved. I am done from my end, Jatin. It's over.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I have any more questions. But yeah, again, thank you so much. Yes,
Sorry,
Rishabh, sorry, your point.
Jatin, I would like to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
go for it.
Sorry. Yeah, no, I wanted to answer your question in the beginning,
Yes,
which you asked.
yes. Oh, yes,
Yeah.
exactly. I was going to ask you.
So
Thank
I was
you.
thinking, and I would like to, yeah, I thought you forgot. So
No.
I would like, I have 6 options. I would like to be a Friends character.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So if I have to choose one, I would like to like maybe replace my life with Joey so that Chandler can be my best
Ah,
friend.
nice. Oh, so that Chandler is your best friend.
Yeah.
Is that the reason?
Yeah, because like if I become Joey, then Chandler will be my best friend. And I
Amazing.
will get like
Amazing.
5 awesome, like the group I will get. So yeah.
Amazing. I'm very happy to hear that. I'm sort of like a wannabe Chandler. I wish I had that sense of humor. So if I were to swap, I would probably swap with Chandler, and then you and me can be best friends. All right. No, but thank you so much, folks.
Why
I
not?
just, hearing your experiences and your memories, fond memories in case of Aradhya and Rishabh, and also the love that you have for this program. I wish I had that option back in the day to do this amazing premier 5-year program from IIM Indore, right? Unfortunately, I didn't have the option and probably wouldn't have qualified as well. But yeah, great. It's so sort of like, I'm sure it's very motivating for the students who are listening to you. And this is great mentorship. It'll just help us create awareness about this amazing program. And yeah, thank you so much for sharing your amazing experiences and agreeing to spend your Saturday night with us.
Thank you.
Right. Thank you so much, folks.
Thank you.
And to everyone who's listening,
Thank you so much.
sorry, Rishabh, go ahead.
No, I just wanted to like say thank you for inviting us and to share our experience. And I would also like to wish all the best to all the like aspirants. Good luck, work hard. That's all
Amazing.
from my side.
Avinash, Jatin, before we close, if I may take just one more minute, there was a point that got missed. So in one of the answers that I gave in the very beginning, where I said that it was sometimes hard to believe for me that such futuristic programs are there available in India, I felt like I should have added some facts or specific pointers to what I was referring to. So if I may
Sure. Please go ahead.
deliberate on that point. So actually, I basically had 2 things in my mind at that time when I said it's a futuristic course. One is that it is very holistically designed. So there are 4 pillars of the first IPM, the first 3 years: math, statistics, sociology, psychology, and communication. So very holistically designed. And also, as Manav mentioned, there were grades for courses like dance and drama and singing, and there were grades for sports. So like it focuses on your overall development, a mix of subjects, as well as these physical activity and these things also. So it's a very holistically designed program. So that was one reason. Another reason was the focus of IPM is to create socially conscious managers. At this point, it didn't come up in the conversation today, but I think it's a very important point to highlight. So the genesis of this program lies in the 2008 financial crisis, when the global financial meltdown took place in 2008. The academicians at IIM Indore thought that we need managers who take welfare of society into account while making decisions. And that's how the course, the foundation of the course and the structuring of the course began. And then the course went live in 2011. So one of the major focuses of the course is to create socially conscious managers, and hence the social internship that is compulsory for us to do, which Rishabh touched upon. So that social internship is basically with an NGO or any other social organization that we have to do. And also the subjects that we are taught, especially the humanities based subjects, also have a touch, this socially conscious touch to them. It's difficult to articulate right now, but the kind of examples that the professors use in class to illustrate, it gets the socially conscious, the mindset gets into that. And also courses such as business, society and culture, and other cultural studies and political science based courses also add up to that. So socially conscious was one point that I wanted to highlight, and also holistically designed, the level to which it is holistic.
Amazing. And you know what, I was also looking at the learning pillars that you have, right? There's such a strong focus on ethics, right?
Yes,
which is amazing.
Thanks for bringing that up. Ethics,
right?
Yes.
And that's I honestly, after being in the corporate world for 18 years, right, I feel that's it's the need of the hour, right? We need ethical managers. We need good people managers who can take care not only of the business, but also of their people, right? And also, of course, your consumers and society and stuff like that. So amazing. I'm glad that this program is not just lip service. It's doing actually something to consciously sort of transform you to socially conscious managers. Yes. Amazing. Thank you for sharing that.
Aradhya, Rishabh and Manav, you have been great flag bearers.
Yes.
Your course, and I think the testament to what the institute has done is you taking time out on a Saturday and spending 1 hour, 1.5 hours to educate people, and this is also giving back in a way. So we totally appreciate it, and thank you so much. I mean, I just wanted to put it across that you're all great brand ambassadors of a place that you really like. So it's really great to see that.
We can genuinely see the love for IIM Indore and your program. That's amazing, right? I mean, what more can an institute ask for? So amazing. Thank you so much once again. And before we leave, just for the folks who are on the live stream, 2IIM offers courses that help you prepare for the entrance exam to the IPMAT, which is the entrance exam. It helps you prepare for that. We have 2 variations right now. We have a 1-year and a 2-year course that you can join if you're in the 11th or 12th grade to prepare for these exams. You heard from the panel as well about the importance of preparation and individualized strategy. Lots of amazing video content, lots of live classes, and all these live classes are taught from experienced educators. They're from IIT and IIM, and also our director, Rajesh, takes a bunch of these classes. Okay, so if you need any information, all the information about the course is in the chat window, but feel free to get in touch with us, and we're more than happy to have a conversation with you. Right? Thank you so much. And again, Aradhya, Manav, and Rishabh, thank you so much. This was a wonderful experience.
The pleasure is all ours. Thank you.
Thank you. Beautiful. Thank you. All right. Good night, folks.
Good night.
Thank you.
Bye.
Good night and good luck, everyone. Yeah.
Thanks, Rishabh. Thank you.
Super. So we are out of the stream.